What up guys, welcome back to another video. This is Classy Sense coming at you with my top 10 most complimented fragrance. I am stoked and I am honored to share this list with you, so stay put. Alright guys, welcome back. I have a solid top 10 list for you. Now this is fragrances that I own personally. I own between 70 to 80 fragrances. So I've worn a lot of fragrances throughout the year, and this list is what has given me the most attention, the most sexy compliments, and that has done it for me in the compliment category. So before I get started, I do have 3 honorable mention. I'm gonna run it by real quick. So let's get into it. My first honorable mention is from the house of Paco Rabanne, and this is Invictus Aqva. A nice, sweet, aquatic fragrance right here, guys. Has been discontinued. I know that sucks. There is an alternative for this fragrance by the house of Versace, so go ahead and check that one out. But this has given me tons of compliments throughout of the summer. Sexy juice when you're dressed casual will give you tons of compliments. Invictus Aqva, my first honorable mention. My second honorable mention is going to surprise a lot of you, and I'll explain why. But this is a fragrance by the house of Armani, and this is Acqua di Gio Profumo. Now, this has given me a lot of compliments, to be honest with you, but the only reason why it's my only honorable mention is because it also has given me some bad compliments as well. Now, this list is very tough, it's very beastful, guys. Every fragrance on this list that I'm about to show you in a little bit has not given me not even one bad compliment. This, I got several, but the good compliments outweighs the bad compliments. You get the original DNA from the original Acqua di Gio with a musky backbone due to the patchouli and the incense. I am a huge fan of this fragrance personally. I don't care if I receive bad compliments. I'll still rock this. The sillage is gorgeous and the scent is gorgeous. Acqua di Gio Profumo, an honorable mention. And my last honorable mention, guys, is a safe office fragrance, and this is by the house of Chanel, Bleu de Chanel. A nice, manly, musky fragrance right here. Get between 5 to 6 hours of longevity. Reason why it's on my honorable mentions. Really doesn't last all day at work, but still, for the compliments that I get, deserves to be an honorable mention. Still sexy juice. I absolutely love it personally. Won't go wrong with it. Very versatile. Could wear it all year long, especially due to the nighttime and on a date with your woman or even in the office. Makes great for that. Bleu de Chanel. All right. What you all been waiting for, my top 10 most complimented fragrance for me, guys. These fragrances have done wonders. I've got sexy compliments. I've got people wanting to know what fragrances I was wearing. I got stopped by people while I was walking. Whatever the situation I was in, these absolutely did it. Starting this list off by the house of Victor&Rolf, and this is Spicebomb. A very nice, masculine, spicy fragrance, guys. Now be careful. If you've never smelled this fragrance and you're looking to buy in this fragrance, be careful on how many shots you put on your skin, because it is very strong. You can be cloying if you over apply. I go between 3 to 4 sprays of this fragrance. It gives me tons of compliments. Nice, sexy spiciness for the fall and for the winter. Absolutely gorgeous. Number 10, Victor&Rolf Spicebomb. On to my number 9 spot, guys. We have a fragrance that has been hated in the fragrance community. I absolutely personally love it. I'll let you know why. And this is Versace Bleu. Yes, it's generic. Reminds me a lot of other fragrances I have in my collection. But still, guys, this fragrance does wonders in the high summer heat. Very versatile. You could dress up and down. I've got a lot of compliments if I'm at the beach with my boys, or if I'm heading out on a date with my wife. I got compliments. Absolutely gorgeous fragrance. Very aquatic, very musky. Well, not too musky, but it has a slightly muskiness to it that makes it pleasing and good to be around. I could absolutely wear this to the office and I won't go wrong. Honestly, love this juice. My number 9 spot for my top 10 most complimented fragrances, Versace Bleu. On to my number 8 spot, guys. We have a sexy, sweet booziness right here. And this fragrance is none other than Carolina Herrera, and this is CH Men Prive. Mostly, a lot of reviewers love this fragrance. I absolutely love the bottle. It's like a flask. Sexy bottle, sexy juice, guys. This is a bad boy type of fragrance. This is a fragrance that you spray on You're heading to the bar around 9, 10 at night. You meet a beautiful girl a couple of feet away. She smells the scent. You look at her, take her home. This is the type of fragrance, guys, that I absolutely picture somebody wearing. A masculine guy with a dark leather jacket, knows what he wants in a woman and gets what he wants in a woman. Carolina Herrera CH Men, sweet, boozy sexiness. Tons of compliments in the nighttime, and especially good for you bad boys out there. Sexy juice right here. My number 7 spot. On to, no, that was my number 8 spot, my bad. On to my number 7 spot. We have an underrated fragrance by the House of Armaf. And this is a highly, highly sexy fragrance for me, guys. I appreciate the opening and the dry down of this fragrance. And this fragrance is none other than Club de Nuit Intense Men by the House of Armaf. Now, if you smelled this fragrance already, you pick up the Creed Aventus vibe. And to you Creed Aventus freaks out there who love the smoky batches, I would absolutely try this fragrance. It opens up with some smoky fruitness, and then the dry down just comes blasting with fruit. I absolutely love this fragrance. Now, just one quick note, guys. If you're gonna wear this fragrance, my wife really doesn't like the opening of this fragrance. She thinks it's too smoky, too masculine. She doesn't like it. Now, I would spray this fragrance an hour prior to whatever event you're going, wherever you're going, whatever the case may be, the bar, the club, dinner, meeting a girl for the very first time. I would spray this an hour prior. Take the dry down of this fragrance with you, and it will do wonders, guys. Has turned heads for me. I had people stop wanting to know this fragrance. My coworkers love this fragrance when I wear it. Has garnished me a lot of compliments. Club de Nuit Intense Men, my number 7 spot. On to my number 6 spot, guys. We have my first high, and these have been in a lot of reviewers list, and I really didn't want to bring it out. Honestly, I wanted to be different, but again, I'm not that type of reviewer, guys. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear, but what you want to know. So yes, I've worn these fragrances. Yes, they've got me tons of compliments, so they are in this list. And the first fragrance I'm going to show you is by the House of Dolce & Gabbana, and this is the One EDP. Nice, sweet tobacco in this fragrance. Very, very good, upscaled, elegant, close encounter type of fragrance. Now, if you're going on a date with your woman and you don't want to be too out there, but you want to be smelling sexy, Dolce & Gabbana The One is good to go, guys. Crazy compliments this fragrance gets you. Very popular in the fragrance community, but still, it's worth the hype. Dolce & Gabbana The One, tied for my number 6. Now, my other number 6 is a highly talked fragrance in the fragrance community. You probably know what it is already while mentioning Dolce & Gabbana The One. And this is by the House of Yves Saint Laurent, and this is La Nuit de l'Homme. This is a 2014, I believe, batch. Gives me tons of compliments. You already know. If you've never smelled this fragrance, I suggest you go to your local Macy's, whatever store that sells high quality designer fragrances, and go check this one out. Very sexy, very suitable. You could dress this up, dress this down. You could wear it in the nighttime. I've worn this fragrance in the summer nighttime, carrying it to the fall and the winter. Absolutely has done great for me, guys. Yves Saint Laurent, tight with Dolce & Gabbana The One for my number 6 spot. Solid spot right there, guys. Alright, on to the big boys. At the number 5 spot, we have a nice upscale formal type of fragrance. This fragrance has given me tons of compliments at work and meetings. If I'm in a close encounter with my wife, she loves smelling this fragrance on my neck or wherever I apply this fragrance. And this fragrance is none other than Valentino Uomo Intense. Now, it smells like Dior Homme Intense without that strong lipstick vibe you get. Now, Dior Homme Intense smells sexy if it lingers, but if a girl smells it up close, she's gonna tell you right off the bat you smell like the makeup she put on about an hour ago. This one right here smells great. If a woman even comes by your neck and smells the scent of this fragrance, it won't offend her. And if she smells it while it lingers, she will absolutely love it. It smells good up close, and it smells good if it lingers, guys. You won't go wrong with this fragrance. You'll get the most compliments of this fragrance, guys, when you're dressed in a suit, in a nice tie, heading to a meeting, or even heading out for some grub with your woman. This will do it. Valentino Uomo Intense, guys. Sexy, sexy iris in this juice. Absolutely love it. My number 5th most complimented fragrance of this year, guys. Now moving on to my number 4th fragrance that was actually a shocker to me. This fragrance is a heavy hitter for the outdoors in the high summer heat. Very versatile. I could spray it on 7, 8 in the morning. It will last all day with me, guys. I could carry this fragrance on into the nighttime, and it will still garnish me compliments. And this fragrance is Bvlgari's Aqva Amara. Smells like the strength of the ocean overpowering the waves, guys. Absolutely stunning, stunning, dirty. And I mean dirty in a good way. A dirty summer feel of this fragrance. You could wear this fragrance in a high summer heat where the sun is just blazing. You could walk outside with this fragrance and it will still cut through other people's sillage, and it will cut through whatever is roaming in the air. This will take notice, guys. The compliments I've gotten from this fragrance while I was out and about, whether if I was barbecuing with some friends or whatever the case may be, but if I was out and about, I would wear this fragrance and it will garnish me tons of compliments. My number 4th selection of this list, Aqva Amara by the House of Bvlgari. Absolutely shocker for me, because that's one of my least favorite fragrances from this list, guys, but I put it at number 4 because it deserves it. I'm not gonna do it wrong. It's giving me that much compliments, so gotta give credit where credit's due. Aqva Amara, awesome. On to my number 3rd fragrance. Now this is a fragrance, guys, that I'm not too fond of the house of this fragrance. I bought this fragrance at a discounter store. I believe it was at Marshall's for 40 bucks. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna take a chance on it. I'm gonna go ahead and see what it does. And this fragrance is by the house of Thierry, and it's Pure Malt. Now this is known to be a sexy beast in the winter and in fall time. But being a crazy fragrance fanatic, guys, I love to be daring and play with fragrances. So I started using this fragrance in the high summer heat, to be honest with you, and I've not got one bad compliment. I've got sexy compliments, guys, wearing this in the summer, and that's crazy. It says it itself, the pure fruity malt you get in this fragrance absolutely drives women insane, guys. I've actually had women hit on me in front of my wife. I don't know if they're doing it intentionally or they're giving me a nice sexy compliment, but I had women telling me I smelled very sexy in front of my wife while wearing Thierry Mugler. Gotta appreciate what it does, the compliments it gives me. At my number 3rd spot, Thierry Mugler Pure Malt. Moving on to the kings. I have 2 fragrances that have absolutely fought out for the number 1 spot. They stood toe to toe against each other. Compliments were right off the bat from both fragrances, guys. But I put them in the order they are now due to one measure, and I'll let you know in just a bit. At my number 2, guys, this fragrance is an absolutely gorgeous, but one of the most hated fragrances in the community. And this fragrance is none other than Dior Sauvage. Yes, guys, Dior Sauvage. It has been in a lot of reviewers' number 1, number 2. It's on my number 2, guys. People hate it, people love it. I compare this fragrance to LeBron James just for a reason. People love LeBron James, people hate on LeBron James, but at the end of the day, you gotta respect and you got to give props to his greatness. That's what you get with Dior Sauvage, guys. Yes, it smells synthetic. Yes, it reminds you of some other fragrances. Yes, it gets annoying of how many people hype up this fragrance. But at the end of the day, you have to recognize this fragrance for what it does, how many compliments it gets you, and these drive women insane, guys. All year long, in any occasion, any season, this will drive women crazy. I'm telling you, My wife is not the biggest fan of Dior Sauvage. She smelled it a lot and she gets annoyed by it. But other people, guys, when I'm with my wife, other women compliment me like pure malt on Dior Sauvage. Gotta give props where props due. At my number 2 spot for the most complimented fragrances of 2017, Dior Sauvage. Like I said, guys, what stood toe to toe with Dior Sauvage? What outdid Dior Sauvage for the compliment category? And this fragrance is a heavy hitter. I had two great experiences with this fragrance, guys. And this fragrance is none other. My number 1 spot for my most complimented fragrance of this year has to go to Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. You guys gotta give it to Chanel. Outdid the king of compliments in Dior Sauvage. Stood toe to toe with it. And I'm gonna tell you why it's at my number 1 spot. I could spray this in the morning, around 7, 8 in the morning, and I will still get compliments on the dry down of this fragrance. Absolutely crazy. Now, quick story, me and my wife were heading out to dinner one weekend. It was like around 6, 7 that I sprayed this fragrance. We called an Uber because we knew we were going to be doing some drinking and staying out pretty late. So the Uber came, took us to our dinner where we're going to have dinner, and then it left. We were there for about an hour and a half. So we called an Uber again to pick us up and take us across town to meet with some friends, to have some drinks or whatnot. And it was actually the same guy. So we hopped in the car, and then on the way across town, this guy asked me, "Hey man, can I ask you a question?" And I was like, "Go ahead." He's all, "What cologne were you wearing? What cologne are you wearing?" And I told him Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. And he stayed quiet. And of course, me being a crazy fragrance fanatic, I had told him why did he wanted to know if he was interested. He told me, "No man, after I dropped you off, I had another call within 15 to 20 minutes later to go pick up another group of people." He said it was around two girls and 2 guys, and he went to go pick them up. They got in the car and they were driving on the other side of town, and one of the girls that was sitting in the back of him had told the driver what fragrance was he wearing. Quick note, the driver had told me that he wasn't wearing any fragrance. He said, "Man, it must been the sillage of the fragrance you were wearing that you left roaming in my car when you got off." That's crazy, guys, because when I go out on a date with my wife and I'm going to be out and about, I'll go between 5 to 6 sprays of this one. So I left that sillage roaming in his car between 10 to 15 minutes after him picking up another group of people, and that group of people thinking it was him that was smelling this good. Now, leaving that sillage behind, guys, godly, giving this fragrance on me, giving another man the props and the credit of this fragrance was absolutely ridiculous. What I mean, the moral of the story, guys, is this lasts a very long time, and you will get compliments from the dry down of this fragrance. Absolutely crazy. Has been one of my most complimented fragrances and has been a huge beast this year for me. This is my 2nd bottle of Chanel Allure Homme Sport Extreme. It highly deserves the number 1 spot, a little better than Dior Sauvage. Absolutely love that fragrance. So that does it for this list. I was excited to share this with you. I'm sorry I kept yapping. I took a long time, but this was a highly requested video, and here it is, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments below. I look forward to shooting my next video next weekend. Thank you for staying tuned, and if you're new to this channel, go ahead and subscribe down below for future videos. I will see you in the future. Peace.